Welcome all of you. In previous classes we are discussing a reflection of light. The property of light, the one of the property is reflection, the another property is refraction. Now onwards we will discuss about refraction of light. How the refraction will be occurred in different mediums like air, water, glass. Now we will discuss refraction of light. First of all, what is refraction? For example, take a beaker in this some amount of water. So this is the source of light. Source means it is producing light always. It is the natural source of light. It produces light towards to the water surface and it will be reflected back, and this is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, and this is the normal axis. It is perpendicular to the water surface like this. So it is the perpendicular line shows the normal axis, means it is normal, no need of axis, it is a normal, it is very easy. Then this is the incident ray which is towards to the medium, that is incident ray, and then it will be reflected ray. This it will be reflected, that's why it is a reflected ray. And some of the light enters into water and some of the light it will be reflected. In this, the straight path of the incident ray is this. This is the actual path, but it not travel in this here path. So it is bending towards to the normal. So this is called a refracted ray. Refracted ray. So this is the some bending is there in this. What is the definition of light? When light enters into, this is air medium. So it is air medium and it is a water medium. When light enters into one medium to another medium, the bending of the light is called refraction. Here is the bending. Some of the bending you are observing here, this is called a refraction. Due to the refraction, the diamond will appear very shine. The property of the refraction occurs in diamond. Same as it is also in water also, glass also, whatever. The refraction takes place. What is the definition? When light enters into one medium to another medium, the bending of light rays, is called refraction. So what is the definition? When light enters into one medium to another medium, the bending of light rays is called refraction of light. In this is the incident angle. The angle between the incident ray. This is I. And the angle between the incident ray and normal, this is R. We know already about angle I. Angle R means angle of incidence, angle of reflection. Here, where is the angle of refraction? The angle between the refracted ray and normal, that is R. This is about refraction. This R is known as angle of refraction. How many laws obeys the refraction? Laws of refraction. There are two laws about this. First one is the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal. Incident ray, refracted ray and normal all lies in a same plane. All lies in a same plane. This is first law of refraction. Then second law, that is Snell's law. Snell's discovered the law of refraction, that is sin I by sin R is equal constant. It is important. Sin I by sin R is equal to constant. Sine angle of incidence. Sine angle of incidence is equal to the sine angle of refraction. The sine angle of incidence is equal to the, then sin I is equal to sin R. The sine angle of incidence is equal to the sine angle of refraction. Here is the angle of incidence is equal to the sine angle of refraction. This law is known as Snell's law about refraction. Two laws we are using here. First one is incident ray and refracted ray and normal all lies in a same plane. The second one is Snell's law of refraction. The Snell's law is sin I by sin R is equal constant, or sin I is equal to the sin R, means sine angle of the trigonometry function sine. The trigonometry function sine is the sine angle of incidence. How much incident angle? It is the coefficient of sine. Sine angle of incidence is equal to the sine angle of refraction. There are two laws about refraction.